Good morning, everybody. Okay, please sit comfortably. Try to keep your back straight as much as possible. And close your eyes gently. Take a long breath. Inhale and exhale. And try to relax your whole body. If you're having difficulties relaxing your mind and your body, think of the word relax. Now your body and mind is relaxed and comfortable. We can start loving kindness meditation. In order to practice meditation, it's very important that we start our practice with loving kindness. Most importantly, love towards yourself. Developing love and compassion towards yourself is very important. Think to yourself, may I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be well, happy and peaceful. Now send your loving and kind thoughts towards loved ones. Sometimes we do have difficulties sending loving and kind thoughts towards certain people in our lives. Maybe you don't like some of your family members, friends, relatives. But think about them as same as us. We are not all complete. We all make mistakes. If you're having a hard time sending your love and compassion towards someone, think about that person. Maybe he or she doesn't talk to you the way you like, or don't do things the way you like. Still, practicing loving kindness is for us. So send your loving and kind thoughts towards your friends, relatives, family members. May all they be well, happy and peaceful. May all they be well, happy and peaceful. May all they be well, happy and peaceful. Finally, send your loving and kind thoughts towards all living beings. May all living beings be well, be happy, be peaceful. May all living beings be well, be happy, be peaceful. May all living beings be well, be happy, be peaceful. Now you have built love and compassion towards yourself, towards others. Now your body is relaxed, your mind is calm and relaxed. We can slowly begin our mindfulness meditation. Do not force your breath. Let it happen as normally you breathe. Each and every time when you breathe in and breathe out, try to pay attention to your breath. Know that you are breathing and breathe out. It's normal to get distracted. Each and every time when you get distracted, make sure you bring your attention back to your breathing. That could happen many times during your practice. Do not get discouraged. Try to pay attention to your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. If you get distracted by your thoughts or feeling or sensation, please bring your attention back to your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. If you want to change your posture, make sure you change it mindfully. Try to get comfortable. Each and every time, if you get distracted, please bring your attention back to your breathing. When you pay attention to your breathe in and breathe out, you will slowly start to feel the sensation on your breath, on your nostril. Pay attention to that, where you feel that sensation when you breathe in and breathe out. again and again. If you are distracted by a noise or something within yourself, please bring your attention back to your breathing. May peace be with you. May all you be well, happy and peaceful. Please open your eyes. Now we can start chanting. It's on the page 4. Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Gacchami Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Sanghang Saranang Yampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Vata Sankhara Upadavaya Dhammino Upajjitva Nirujjanti Upasamo Sukho Sabbe Satta Avera Hontu Sabbe Satta Abhyapajja Hontu Sabbe Satta Aniga Hontu Sabbe Satta Sukhi Attanang Pariharantu Pugangama Dhamma Mano Settha Manomaya Manasace Paduttena Vasati va karoti va Tato nam dukkha manveti Chakkang vahato padam Ubbangama dhamma Mano Settha Manomaya Sace Pasannena Vasati va karoti va Tato nang sukha manveti Chayava anapayini. Mind is all on all states. Mind is cheap, mind made our head. If with a corrupted mind, one should I speak or act, suffering follows cause by that, as does the leaf follow the ox's foot. Mind is poor under all states. Mind is cheap, mind made our head. If with a clear and confident mind, one should I speak or act, happiness follows. Good morning again. So, how was the practice? Good. So, I wanted to share a story that I recently heard. Somebody is, let's say, keeping $100 or $1,000, but he wanted to be a millionaire. So, this person worked hard to make it to 10,000, and then somehow he make it all the way to 20,000. Now he's sitting there, but he still want to be a millionaire. So after making all the way to 20,000, now he's mad because he's not a millionaire yet. So it's a short story but has a big message. That's why I wanted to share it. When you went all the way up to 20,000, now you are mad at the whole world, the system, the economy, everything, because you're not a millionaire, but you forgot you only had $100, now you have 20,000. So instead of being happy with the 20,000, are you mad because you're not a millionaire? So this is a really good story because everything we do in our life, we do to be satisfied and to be happy. Imagine what you eat, right? So you eat things, and you often eat things that you like, taste good, it makes you happy. The life is also the same. Everything we do, rest of the things that we do in our life is to keep the happiness. But unfortunately, nature of us, usually we are looking for happiness not with what we have, with things that we want to have. So I recently came back from Sri Lanka. I was there for 7 months, long time. Here, when people have a lot of money, they wanted to go to get a house. It's preferable if it's a beachfront. It's nice, right? Then you have money. In Sri Lanka, it's different. People have a house in high mountains, beautiful. They have houses close to the rivers, with the nature. But they want to leave all that. They want to go to the town. They want to go to the city. Because you have all that nature, the beauty and everything there, but you don't have enough money. So now you have to go find money and leave all that. And when you have money, so you go find the beachfront again. Right? So there's another story. This one guy, someone, selling little things at the beach. When you go to a beach on a vacation, you see people carrying things. And so one day, this gentleman is sitting there. This guy was, carrying his stuff and selling. So next day, he went the next day also. When he went there, he saw this guy who's selling these things with his family, having a lot of drinks and food, and they're just having fun. So this man just saw him on vacation. So he somehow talked to him and asked him, so, if I give you $100, what would you do? And that gentleman who was selling things, and he said, well, I will come back tomorrow with my family, have fun at the beach. And then, okay, he said, and then the other gentleman, the one who gave money, the other one asked, what would you do with that $100? He said, well, I'm gonna go buy something with this one, or go to buy something little at the stock market or something. I'm trying to make this $200. After that, what would you do? Well, I will make it to $1,000. After that, well, I will make it to 10,000, 100,000, a million, and I will make as much as I want. And then he said, after that, then I will go with my family to beach and enjoy. So this gentleman said, that's what I'm doing now with the $100. So what's the difference? Right? So, it's all because we condition our mind that the happiness is something that we can reach, we can get. It's not something we have. That's the human mind. And we are not conditioned to be happy with what we have. So I have a really bad shoulder problem. I love working out, but I can't do it. So I took an MRI, and they said I might have to do a surgery. So I had the same thing. Even though I've been practicing for 30-some years, I'm struggling. So I'm instead of thinking about what I can do with my left arm, so I'm worrying about, oh man, I can do a lot of things if I had this right arm too, And then we recently went with all the monks to last day of the fall. It was nice. We went out to play with all the monks. Even with my one good hand, I beat all of them playing cricket. So I thought, wow, it's not so bad. So I thought I need both hands to do it. So luckily Bhante Asaji left here. So he he always thought I'm trash talking after the game. So so that's the human nature, because we are conditioned, our head, our mind, to be happy, to reach so much, to get so much, and we forgot, and we often forget what we have and what we can achieve with what we have, and how can we find the happiness with what we have. It's the same when you come to a practice also, because oftentimes practicing for so long, still to this day, I have struggles with my practice. Imagine how long have you guys been practicing? 5, 6 years, 10 years, right? So I've been 32 years practicing this. It's still struggling with things. That's the nature. That's why all the good things we have to practice. All the negative thoughts and bad things we don't have to practice, right? We don't have to practice to how to get angry, do we? No. We have to practice how to be calm. Because anger is a nature, a natural things that occurs in our mind and in our heart and in our head. That's why the practice is so important. So, sometimes we think when you practice for a short time or a longer period of time, this is going to stay in one track. It does not. It constantly keeps changing. That's the nature. That's where you need the practice. And also, when we practice, because there are so many different types of meditation, but breathing meditation is so important because it doesn't separate us from our regular life from something else, because the breathing is our life. That's something we don't have to pause. It automatically happens. But when you try to practice, you can see we probably practice 30 minutes. Within that short period of time, I'm sure you distracted many times. Life also the same. When you try to find that happiness, a satisfaction, you're going to have a roller coaster of thoughts, emotions, situations in your life. But instead of complaining, we have to learn to be satisfied and be happy with what we have. I recently, with my shoulder and all this, once you pass 40, I'm sure there are a lot of people who pass 40, that you know the physically you don't feel the same way you used to. But then you have to accept it. Accept the fact, this is the limit that my body can do, and then you have to adjust to it instead of worrying about what if. So that's why I wanted to share this story. Sometimes it's good to compare, sometimes it's not good to compare. Sometimes it's good to compare, sometimes because when we are struggling in our life, when we have a difficulty of finding solution to the problems and the situations, it because compared to a lot of other people, we are doing good. We can think that way too. So that's why it is so important. Like I said before, even for myself, I struggle at times, but practice helped me tremendously. As soon as that comes to my mind, because of the practice, instead of reacting, it gave me a time to think and react. Sometimes we react so fast. So I wanted to share that couple of stories with you. I want you to realize it's not so bad as we think at times. Because of the mind, it does tricks to us. But if you pay attention, that's why mindfulness is so important. If you pay attention to each and every situation that you face in your life, if you have a patience and a practice, it's not so hard to figure it out. I was talking to Bhante Sujata the other day while we were walking. We were walking in a cemetery. So while we were walking, we talk about that one day we are going to be here. And then so many people who died is there now. So, and then we talk about life. And even though it's so complicated, in a way, if you start thinking, it's not so complicated at all at times. Because once you find the happy zone, we call the happiness within yourself with what you have, it's not so difficult. So, my message is today, find the happiness within yourself. Once you find that happiness within yourself, it's hard to take it away. So that's why the practice is important. And always think, before worrying about things that you don't have, even with the practice. Sometimes we share experience, how the other people practice, how the other people get into practice and continue practice. And sometimes we feel discouraged because I'm not in the same level of the practice that they have. But it will come. We all have our own pace. Some takes longer, some take short, you can understand. Some people take longer. So, try to be mindful. Try to be happy. Each and every time, if you, like I said, while we meditating, it's the same thing. In our life, like we distracted by our thoughts and feelings and sensation while meditating, in our day-to-day life, also we get distracted. Because often you will run into a same situation twice. One time you will be just mindfully aware of the situation. It's not so bad. But some days we are not so mindful. And then the same situation can cause you a big problems. Why? Everything is here. Everything is in the mind. That's why if you think about everything in the world, all these many different kinds of teachings and religions and all these things, all talk about one thing, about the mind. Right? That's the hardest thing to, we all want to control it, but hard to control. But we have to learn how to deal with it, not to control. So, try to understand individually, try to be happy and satisfied with what you have. That doesn't necessarily mean we don't reach for the higher goals. But at the same time, like that man said, he wanted to be a millionaire. I don't know how long that will take to go to the beach and enjoy. Why don't you enjoy now? Because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's what the most important part of. I really didn't understand first 15 years of my life as a monk what is living in the present moment, but I do now. Last 17 years I understood more. So do not get discouraged if you don't understand, because it will take time. And you will understand. So keep faith on yourself and to practice and more and continue to be happy and gentle. Okay? Thank you so much.
So sometimes with my position at the temple, I have a legal or fiduciary responsibility to say some things. And today's one of those days. It's really clear to me that all of the other monks left before Bhante claimed he was the winner of cricket with one arm. So we'll see if that story holds true when the rest of the boys show back up. A few announcements. First of all, I think for Buddhists and really for all people, war is pretty confusing, but loving our veterans isn't. So happy Veterans Day and thank you to anybody who served. We're really grateful. Tomorrow is our virtual Dhammapada class. It'll take place with Bhante Bhatia at 11 a.m., so you can check out how to sign up for that on the bulletin board over there. This Monday, November 14th, Vimala will be hosting our Blue Lotus Book Club via Zoom at 5:30. Both classes are on the bulletin board, so you can take a picture of the QR code and sign up and register. Next Saturday, Julie and Grant will be leading Buddha Kids here at the temple during meditation from 10 to 11, which will be held downstairs. For more information and to register, head to our website or visit Julie and Grant, who are both here today. Saturday, the 19th, Crystal Singing Bowls and Gong meditation will take place at the temple at 7 p.m. Cost is $35, which you can purchase in the gift shop or online. And we're almost sold out for that event, so if you've been thinking about it, do it now. And we have our upcoming New Year's blessing ceremony on Saturday, December 10th. I know, looking out at the audience, a bunch of you have been a number of years in a row. This is one of our hallmark events of the year, a really, really beautiful evening. We have visiting monastics coming, some lovely Dharma talks, some great rituals that people really enjoy. So please consider coming to that December 10th from 4 to 7. We'll have many monks visiting from all over the country, so we do ask for anybody who is interested in a generosity practice to consider sponsoring a monk or part of a monk. There's a sign-up sheet on a table over there, and if you're interested, you can put your name and make a donation so that we can help cover their travel expenses and show them our gratitude for that day. You can also do it online by scanning the QR code. Additionally, after the ceremony, we're going to have some food downstairs and some opportunity for fellowship, so please stay after that. And if you'd like to donate or your time and energy, we need a lot of hands to help put this event together. So cleanup crews, setup crews, cooking crews, all the things. And speaking of volunteering, we have a couple of needs. So we have if you're interested in volunteering in any capacity, you can leave your name and number at the office so that we could call as we have various things. But we have a couple of things right now. We just got back from Sri Lanka, and we have an immigration situation. So if anybody has access to an immigration attorney, I would just love you to whisper in my ear, and I could maybe get that resource if anybody knows anybody. And then we also have a local project that requires a clean out. So we're looking for somebody who's maybe got a truck and interested in moving some things like couches and beds and dressers, and then disposing of those either like through donating them to somebody who needs them or selling them on Facebook and using the resources here back at the temple. But we have a project associated with that, and so if anybody's looking to be in service, we would really love some of that kind of help. You could ask me about that as well. And last but not least, while we were in Sri Lanka, we picked up a book that we've been working on this year. I'm going to open one and share it with you. So in Buddhist tradition, you guys hear the word merit quite often, right? And we sometimes people earn merit, transfer merits. It's a pretty common language. And in Buddhist tradition, especially in Sri Lanka, there's here, hold on. Sri Lankans can really package a book. Wow. All right. In Sri Lanka and in Buddhism, there's a sort of a old custom about keeping a record of merit. And what happens with this record is that their tradition is that as somebody is in the last phases of their life, maybe the last year of their life, or what we might deem as that hospice phase here in the U.S., the tradition is that that person has been keeping their book of merit, a record of sort of their good, noble acts and deeds. The family members gather around that person at the end of their life and just gently remind them of their good works of their life, remind them of the joy that they experienced, remind them of the happiness that they've cultivated. It's really a beautiful idea, isn't it? And so Bhante's been ruminating on that a lot since his father passed away just over a year ago now. He's had a lot of experience with him and his family around reconciling his dad's death with all of the good works his dad did, and they participated in that sacred act. And so Bhante was inspired to offer that beautiful tradition to a wider audience. And so he's created what he's calling the Record of Joy. And the Record of Joy is simply a book of merit. And I'm just going to read the introduction. because I think it really explains it pretty well. As we age and as time moves quickly, with ever more information swirling around us, many of us find ourselves forgetting to stop, reflect, and take an inventory of our lives. In our culture, we've been trained to focus on what's wrong, what's urgent, even when the evidence overwhelmingly tells us that the good outweighs the bad. It takes a determined effort to retrain our hearts. Sri Lankan Buddhists have an age-old custom of keeping a record of noble deeds and wholesome activities. This record is called a pinapatha. I got that right? Yes? No? Maybe? Okay. Unlikely. In Sinhala, loosely translated as a merit book. I call this book the Record of Joy. The intent of writing in this book is to train you to pause and reflect on the meritorious deeds and joy-filled moments in your life. When you pause and reflect and focus on the good, more good comes. It is a Sri Lankan custom that when you are dying, our families gather and read aloud and recollect on our meritorious deeds, our noble actions, and all our compounding moments of joy. Sri Lankans believe this activity helps us die filled with peace. I know firsthand the comfort this brings to the family and loved ones. This is my invitation for you to train yourself to notice joy, to stop and pause daily, and to reflect on your good deeds and joy-filled moments. Day to day, a record of joy will begin to build into a life that will reflect your practice, your heart, and all the love you've shared with the world. How wonderful. We have printed this in an eco-friendly way on elephant dung paper because we want to offer a daily reminder that everything comes back around. So this is the book. It's really beautiful. We brought back 100 copies, and I think a bunch of them are sold, but we still do have a few left. So please grab yours. They're in the gift shop, and we have more coming. We can only print them in batches of 100, and we have to carry them back through a lot of customs and searching. So about 100 at a time is all we'll get. But please grab one if you want one. It's a really beautiful offering. Might be a nice holiday gift for people. And so they're in the gift store. And if anybody wants to see it, I have the opened one up here. They're just beautiful open pages. My wish is printed in here as well. And so there you go. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.